Hello boys and girls, today we are going to be solving, checking, and graphing two-step inequalities. Because we've already done multi-step equations and we've already done single-step inequalities, I really don't think that this is going to be too challenging for you. The problem we are going to do is 2 minus 3x is greater than 23. We are going to follow the same rules that we followed when we were solving our multi-step equations. We're going to add or subtract away from our variable so that we get our variable on one side of our inequality and our constant on the other. So here we have our positive 2 on the same side of the equation as our negative 3x. So in order to get the negative 3x by itself, I'm going to subtract the 2. And if I subtract the 2 on the left side, I'll also have to subtract it from the right. Here I've subtracted the 2 from both sides of my inequality, and I'm just going to simplify. So I have negative 3x is greater than 21. Now in order to get the x by itself, which remember is what I want, I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by negative 3. Now remember from your one-step inequalities, when you multiply or divide both sides of your inequality by a negative number, you need to remember you need to reverse the direction of the inequality or just flip the inequality. So what I'm going to be left with is x is less than negative 7. Once again, because I divided both sides of my inequality by the negative 3, because I was multiplying or dividing by that negative number, I had to make sure that I reversed the direction of the inequality. So instead of being greater than negative 7, I see less than negative 7. So now I'm going to check. When we are checking an inequality, we need to check twice. The first thing I'm going to check is to make sure that this negative 7 is correct. And to do that, I'm going to substitute the negative 7 back into my original inequality, but I should be getting something that is equal. Notice I'm substituting the negative 7 right in for my x, and instead of the greater than, though, I'm using the equal because if I'm checking the number, I should get something that's equal. Simplifying, I get something that says 23 is equal to 23, so I know the negative 7 is correct. Now I also want to check to make sure that the less than is correct, so I'm going to choose any number that is less than negative 7. Again, it can be any number as long as it's a number that is less than negative 7, because I'm saying that my values of x are any number that is less than negative 7. So in order to choose, I'm going to pick any number. I want to pick something that's going to be fairly easy to substitute in for my x. So I'm going to choose negative 10. Again, I could choose any number as long as it was less than negative 7. So now substituting that into my original inequality, I just used my negative 10 in place of my x. And if I simplify, I should get something that is true. Simplifying, I get that 32 is greater than 23. That's true. So I know that the less than is also correct. So now that I've checked my number and checked the direction of my inequality, I now know my answer is correct. So the last step is to graph my inequality. I'm saying x is less than negative 7. I'm going to start with a number line. Remember, when you're making your number line, it's very important that your intervals are equal value and equal distance apart. So your number line should always go so that your numbers get smaller as you go left. And remember, the larger the negative, the smaller the number. So I'm going to be graphing x is less than negative 7. So I want to start at the negative 7. I'm going to use the open circle. The open circle indicates that the negative 7 is not part of the answer because this says x is less than negative 7. X can't be negative 7, so I know I need an open circle at the negative 7. If it said x is less than or equal to negative 7, then I would want the closed circle there. Now, I want to shade towards the direction that x can be. And x can be any value that is less than negative 7, so I want to shade in the direction of the numbers that are less than negative 7. So the negative 8, the negative 9, those are my numbers that are less than negative 7. So I want my graph to go towards the left, towards the values that are less. So here's my graph of x is less than negative 7. And now I would like to leave you with this. Always showing